Dillian the Body Snatcher right here. It's a champ. Big up to Sporting Icon. Subscribe. Otherwise, I might pay you guys a visit.
So the poll results are in. Of course, I asked you guys a question, 18 hours ago now, and there isn't too much point leaving it up there for too much longer. I don't think the percentages are going to be that much that it's going to change the result. It may get a little bit closer, but ultimately, I'm not too confident of it. So anyway, first off, a lot of people say that a lot of my polls are rigged. Can you believe that? Just to let you know that YouTube polls cannot be rigged. So just because a previous results or any results of any poll around YouTube don't go the way that you want them to go, does not mean that they're rigged. It doesn't work that way, okay? You can go ask any channel. It does not work that way. It's impossible to rig a poll, okay? Now, on this one, I asked you the question, what's the biggest fight of December? Now, I know a lot of people put other, and they put Usyk versus Bellew. Well, that's November, not December, okay? So that would be the first one, and I know that a lot of people said, why didn't you put Lomachenko versus Pedraza and other ones like that? Fact is, I can only put 5. I can't do more options. I wish I could, but I can't do more than 5 options. So I had to just choose 4 fights and give you the option of another. I didn't want to put Lomachenko versus Pedraza or a Kell Brook or anything like that on there, because then it leaves out other ones, and people say, why didn't you put this one? Hence the reason why I put the other. Either way, other finished last, 2%, so it didn't really matter, did it? The options were Whyte versus Chisora, part 2, the rematch December 22nd at the O2 Arena, 40%. Chose that one. So again, if I was going to rig something, I'd make sure this one won. But no, this one didn't win. It come in second place. Warrington versus Frampton with only 3%. And again, that's on the same date, December 22nd, but at the Manchester Arena. And again, that will be on pay-per-view on BT Sport. So we have 2 pay-per-views on the same day. And unfortunately for Warrington versus Frampton fans, that is going to be the one that takes the hit. Now, I understand where a lot of people say, well, how can anybody say that any other fight is bigger than Warrington versus Frampton? This is an absolute classic. It's going to be a war. It's going to be a great fight. And I agree with you. I do agree with you. Okay, it is. And I'm really looking forward to this fight. And I can't wait for it. I think it's an exciting fight. But unfortunately, you're speaking from a hardcore perspective. Hardcore don't rule the boxing world anymore. It's the casual audience. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't know Warrington. A lot of people do know Frampton, but they're not that emotionally invested in him, okay? Because people don't like 12-rounders, and this fight's got 12 rounds written all over it. I can't see it going or by stoppage from either guy, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm not saying it won't happen, but it's unlikely. And while I think it's a great fight, it doesn't have the name recognition. And again, you could blame Eddie Hearn for this one, saying, well, Frank Warren, he put this fight on first, and then Eddie Hearn put on Whyte versus Chisora later, so it's his fault, he shouldn't have done it. And I can't really disagree with you on that one, but Dereck Chisora and Dillian Whyte, I think that these guys were always going to be fighting on this date, and it's been known that way for the last couple of months, that this fight was going to happen on this date. Just that it just took a very, very long time for these guys to agree terms, is what it was. But even if it wasn't going to be Chisora, it was always going to be Dillian Whyte. And Dillian Whyte is a pay-per-view star now. He's a headliner now. No matter whether you like him, whether you dislike him, or whatever it may be. He is a pay-per-view headliner now. So, unfortunately for Warrington and Frampton fans, and I'm a fan of both of these guys as well, this event is going to take a massive, massive hit. And to be perfectly honest, and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings on this one, but Warrington versus Frampton was never going to be a big hit anyway. It really wasn't. And the pay-per-view for this one was never really going to do that well. It would do better if it was the only show on December 22nd, but now you've got Whyte versus Chisora on there. It's just going to bury it. And that is the unfortunate truth of it. And yes, it's a rematch. Of course it is. But ultimately, people want to see Whyte versus Chisora. They think that the first one was an absolute classic, and they're fully expecting the rematch to be so as well. So for those who think that Warrington versus Frampton is the biggest fight, I'm not going to disagree with you on it. It's just that the majority don't feel that way at all. Frank Warren, he puts on shows for the hardcores. Eddie Hearn puts on shows for the casuals and hardcores and that as well at times. And the matchroom fighters have name recognition. They have fame. Frank Warren fighters don't so much. And that's just how it is. And I do love Josh Warrington and Carl Frampton, and I think it's an absolutely excellent fight. But unfortunately, pay-per-view wise, this fight is going to get buried. I'm telling you, it's unfortunate it's going to get buried, but as I said, it was never going to do that well anyway. I don't think it should ever have been pay-per-view. And maybe they're going to change it now, and I think that's probably the wise decision, is to change it to a regular Saturday night fight night on BT Sport. Remove it from box office. That's what they need to do if they want to keep this show alive and get eyes on BT Sport. But who knows? So anyway, in number 1 is Bum Squad vs Fury. And again, a lot of people got a little bit butthurt because I called him Bum Squad. You're so disrespectful. You shouldn't be doing that. Okay, so it's not disrespectful for Wilder to call the UK the home for racists. That's not disrespectful, but me calling him Bum Squad is. It's not disrespectful for Wilder fans to insult Anthony Joshua, calling him a coward, calling him a Juicy J and Anthony Johnson and Arse Jews and all these other kind of nicknames. That's not disrespectful, but me calling him Bum Squad is disrespectful. Listen, it isn't going to bother Wilder that I called him Bum Squad. He doesn't care. So why do you care? Why are you acting all butthurt about it when you're jumping onto the other channels laughing at Anthony Joshua with his nicknames? Very, very two-faced. Grow up and jog on, okay? Me calling him Bum Squad is nothing compared to what you guys call Joshua or Dillian Whyte or any other fighter that you don't like. So legit, just get hold of yourself. Either way, this one finished with 52% in pole position. So again, if I was going to rig it, this one would have finished at bottom with like 0.5% or something, okay? Because a lot of people see this fight as a foregone conclusion. That is too early for Fury. It's not that Fury can't beat him. It's just that it's unlikely at this stage of his comeback, taking on out all that time and then coming out and taking on Sefer Ferry and Francisco Pianeta and then jumping straight in with Wilder. Now, Wilder is flawed. That is for sure. He is a decision loss waiting to happen. At some point, he's not going to be able to land that big right hand. Could it be against Fury? Possibly, but unlikely. I don't think Fury's reflexes are there. Now, I do know, just by going by the comments as well on this one, that a lot of people picked this one purely because they like the fact I call him Bum Squad. So the results are not actually how they really should be, I suppose. But you know what? I can't rig it. So it is what it is, right? Okay, so either way, that is the biggest fight of 2018 for December. Does that mean that most people, if Whyte versus Chisora, Warrington versus Frampton, and Bum Squad versus Fury and Mayweather was all on the same night, that Bum Squad versus Fury would get the most pay-per-view buys? No, I don't think it does. But people do recognise that this is the biggest fight purely because it's heavyweight. It's two undefeated guys. We haven't seen this fight before, and it does have the world title of the WBC on the line. So yeah, but ultimately this fight, in my opinion, 52%, I thought it might actually do a little better, to be perfectly honest. As much as I was hoping Whyte versus Chisora was going to win, just so I could laugh. But you know what? I can't rig it. I'll say it again. I cannot rig it. Okay? So, yeah, that is the overwhelming most popular fight for December out of all of them. Mayweather versus Nasukawa. We don't know what the rules are. Is it going to be a boxing match? Is it not? Is it going to be MMA? Is it going to be judo? Is it going to be kickboxing? Is it going to be table tennis? Is it going to be ping pong? Who knows what it may be? Who knows? So we still don't know, but I think ultimately, even if that fight is pay-per-view, it will do well anyway. People just tune in to see Floyd Mayweather get his ass handed to him. And that's pretty much what's going to happen, I think, if it's not a boxing match. But there again, I think a lot of people just don't trust Mayweather, and he wouldn't agree to anything where he's at a disadvantage, regardless of the fact that his opponent is half his age, in fact, under half his age. So, yeah, Bum Squad, or Wilder if you like, just to stop you crying, Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury is the #1 fight of December. So no need to cry about it. Just got to call him Bum Squad. And again, if you're crying because I call him Bum Squad, then I fully expect you to provide me proof that you have been onto the Wilder fanatical channels who's been laughing and mocking AJ and calling him names, for you to pull up a comment that you sent to them to say that it's disrespectful what you're saying to AJ, and let me know. But I'm pretty sure you can't do that, right? No, because you're over there laughing. But yeah, you act all butthurt because I call him Bum Squad. Well, he is Bum Squad. He's got 40 fights of fighting nobodies. Okay, all severe journeymen and people who shouldn't never have been in the world title situation outside of Luis Ortiz. But again, that fact was proved only a few days ago that Luis Ortiz was in fact 48 years old when he took on Wilder, and he gave Wilder hell. People say, yeah, but BoxRec says that he was born in 1979 and blah, blah, blah. Right? That doesn't mean that's actually his age. It doesn't, okay? But anyway, it doesn't matter. The poll results are in. Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury finished as the #1 fight of December 2018. So just be happy with it, okay? And yes, you are supposed to have a different opinion to me. And that's what makes boxing good. Everybody has an opinion. Just don't get all butthurt about it. If you're going to be having a go at people, make sure that you're having a go at everybody. All right? Drop your thoughts below. Click that thumbs up. And of course, subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.